Hey, church family and friends, it is Tuesday, and I want to just give you a quick update on how things are going with the church and when we can gather again and what we've been talking about, thinking about, praying about. So the elders met last night to talk about what our reopening would look like, and also we're working as pastors locally, we're working with our local government, with our supervisors to try to figure out what's the best way we can start worshiping the Lord together again. So interesting. So I learned today in a pastor's meeting that basically what happened with the churches and the county was the county, the supervisors came to us, some of the lead pastors on this, and said, look, all the advocacy we're really getting is from golfers and golf courses. We need some advocacy from the churches, and so we would know how you guys want to reopen and what you guys are planning on doing. And I think they really do want to help us. They just want us to be safe and try to work on this. So really interesting days we're living in. And so just to let you know how this is going, there's two documents we're putting together as pastors and churches to the county for their approval. Basically, those documents go along with the phases of the state reopening. So right now we're in phase 1. This Friday is supposed to be phase 2, which is kind of a soft reopening, and then phase 3 is more things opening, and then phase 4 would be a total reopening. So phase 2 is a soft reopening, and so the church is actually gathering together. They're saying so far that won't happen until phase 3. But what we're advocating for is that the churches would manage our own congregation safely, and so we're advocating for that to actually happen in phase 2, that we could reopen with safe distancing. So we put the church together. Darren set this up, Darren and Isaac. So this is what our church would look like with a soft reopening and that physical social distancing. For our church, we can get 100 chairs in here safely, and so we're working on that. So we're waiting to hear back from the county if we can reopen church to meet together. Also, there's another option too, as part of our proposal to the county, is outdoor services. Outdoor services are safer with this pandemic, and so we're looking at that as well. We have a large backyard of our church here that we could accommodate a lot of people safely, so we're working on that. I did call the sheriff last Friday to see if we could meet together, do something together with social distancing and masks and whatever, and they said, yeah, as long as you're doing things according to the social distancing, you're fine to meet. So we're keeping that as an option too, but for right now, what we're really focused on is this Sunday will be live streaming, and then next Sunday, so May 10th and May 17th will be live streaming like normal, and then we'll see what happens on May 24th. If the county lets us do something indoors, we would meet in here and have 3 services. The way that would work would be a Saturday night service, a Sunday morning service like 8:30, and that would be for more of the high-risk people, kind of like Target doing an early morning thing for at-risk people. And then we would do a 10:30 service as well, and that 10:30 service would be the one that we would live stream like we're doing right now. So that's right now we're in the works of these things. Just want to let you know that's what we're thinking about, working towards. And then if they don't let us meet indoors, which I kind of think is going to happen, then looking at the possibility or potential of an outdoor service as well. So that's what we're working on right now. So you can be praying about that, praying for our leaders in that they would we'd make good decisions, and just to keep you updated on that. One thing I want you to consider too is the word Philadelphia, and I would call it like maybe the Philadelphia Initiative. And that is, as we're working through this, people have different feelings and different ideas about this, and different pastors, different churches, different people within churches all have different feelings about how we should go about this. And so what I would just encourage you, church, with this word Philadelphia, and this is what I encourage all the pastors with today as well, that we would just show brotherly kindness to one another and grace towards one another as we work through this. This is new for everybody, and we're all trying our best to do the best we can and obey the Lord and do things right and correct and safe. And so within that framework, right, we just want to be kind to one another. So if you ever watch any sports, right, some of the plays that are called out, They'll call Arizona or Kansas, or you remember Peyton Manning would call the audible Omaha, Omaha. So for Christians, for our default word right now, I think the word Philadelphia, brotherly kindness, is a great word just as a default for you as you're losing your patience, losing your mind, feeling upset. Just remember that word Philadelphia. Lord, just help me to be kind. Help me to be gracious. And we're going to get through this. And so what the enemy would want to do, right, we know the enemy wants to divide, and so he's going to use backbiting and slander and anger and critical spirit and being judgmental, right? Those are all things that'll just divide the church. And so we want to be gracious and kind and patient and loving towards one another as we try our best to see this thing through. So just wanted to encourage you to remember that word Philadelphia as we're working through this. Also, remember that Philadelphia, brotherly kindness, what preceded that word was godliness, and what preceded godliness was patience or endurance in 2 Peter chapter 1. So be patient, it's a fruit of the Spirit. Be godly, be kind to one another. All right? Love you, church. Praying for you. Hopefully this is helpful. These are just things we're working on right now, and I'll try to keep updating you as I learn new things. All right? Take care.